G'day and welcome back to another day in Bowler's backyard. And you're looking at me, I know, thinking, where is your flannelette shirt? What the helly? What the helly? Well, today's Christmas, so I'm filming in the Christmas pajama get up, and the work doesn't stop in Bowler's backyard, so we're still got to get at it. So today, one of the bigger jobs we got is the potato patch. We've got to dig up all the potatoes. The dill forest is pretty well fully seeded, and I've got most of them, so I'm probably going to pull all of them out. And I got a couple of cabbage seeds that are ready to come off as well. So we're going to get at it. So join me as we get in the garden and pull some potatoes. And I know you're probably thinking, again, I apologise. The sound quality might be a little bit bad again. I tried to fix it, but it didn't work. So I'm going to have to buy a whole new get-up. If the sound is no good, it is a little bit windy and it sounds bad, I'll do a little bit of a voiceover. So fingers crossed it doesn't sound too bad. And hopefully by the next one, new kit comes in. Now, I've had a bit of mixed results when it comes to potato farming. One year it went really, really well and I only had a couple of plants in there. Another year, not so great. And this year, I'm not nervous. I did just weed them all out and I did see a couple of good ones in there. But the potatoes that I planted this year were the ones that were too small to eat from last year. So they're starting from stock potatoes that were very small anyway. And then when they started to grow in the pantry, I've then planted them when they were ready to go. So I'm not 100% sure how this is all going to go. I've also got pretty clay soil, pretty tough soil. I do turn it and get it nice and fluffy before I plant the potatoes, but it's if it was nice and fluffy and light soil, it'd be even better. But we'll see how we go. I've had one good year and one not so good year, so fingers crossed we get a good year. Oh wow! Already some good looking ones. Beautiful. It did have a really big rain last week, so I was like, I hope they didn't get too moist, but it had been dry either side of it, so I wasn't too worried, but thank God they're still looking good. Woo! I've noticed, and this is probably obvious to everyone and not a surprise to anyone, but you get all the little nice white potatoes on the end of each root, but at the base of it is obviously the root potato, and that's what the plant grew out of. But that's huge. It's obviously grown while it's in the ground. I wonder if you can eat that. I wonder if it's as good as the rest of them. Don't know, might try it. Oh, look at them. We on, baby. Not huge, big enough. All right, now I'm going to get in there and try and dig them all out. I'm going to be using a 3-pronged hoe rather than a shovel. It just gives you less chance of hitting something and chopping it in half. So you just want to dig beside it, turn it all up, turn it over, get all the potatoes out. Anyway, we'll have a crack. Whoop. What the helly? Oh! First cab off the rank is a gigantic potato. Good one. You come over here, buddy, and pick up all the potatoes for me. Why? Because I need to put them in the box.
Too heavy, Dad?
It might be a bit heavy for you, yeah.
It's too heavy.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's too heavy.
All right, you come pick up the potatoes and take them over there. You can see the big bits of clay. It makes it very hard for the potatoes to grow into, but like it is breaking up. Lots of worms in there. If you keep it moist, the roots can go in there, but it's not great for potatoes. But anyway, that's the risk you take. Might have to clean that up and eat it for lunch, because that won't be able to store. That won't keep for very long. We'll have to cook that straight away. Yeah, we've got to keep going, get them all. There's heaps in there, boy. Keep going. Yeah, I'll bring the box around for you. There you go, you put them all in there. hiding. Better get them.
Look, from turtle. It's hiding.
Yeah.
What's here? That's the turtle.
We found more in the ground.
Yeah.
Good job. Gentle. Be gentle with them, okay?
Why?
Well, because we don't want them to bruise. Alright, put them in the box. Nice and good. So many, buddy. Keep going. The box.
Oh, good.
What a great job, Dad. Oh my gosh, oh there's so many.
So wet.
No, I won't, darling.
Alright, what you got? It's the last little corner
Where?
where you're standing.
Where?
Where you're standing. I've got to dig this part up here. Yep, you put them all in the box, babe.
I don't like this broken one, Dad.
No, leave that out because we've got to cook that for lunch.
No, I don't like this broken one.
Yeah, we've got to cook it for lunch. Rainwater just tastes so much better. Now I'm taking a little bit less care in turning it. This is a second pass just to turn all the soil, see if I've missed any, which I have. I've got another bloody dozen out of this second pass. So a little less care. I've spiked two doing it this way, but we're just picking up any stragglers. Like that one. Not a big one. Another potato harvest. Can't even speak. Another potato harvest done. Christmas Day. Who doesn't love a good time lapse or a spring clean? So I'm going to spend no time at all in pulling all these dill plants out. I've harvested most of the seeds. I've got 2 pillow sacks full. I don't need any more. So I'm going to quickly pull all this stuff out, and then we're going to have to think about what to put in the bed. I might leave it to you guys. Put a comment down below what you want me to put in there. It's in the middle of summer, so it's got to be a nice heat resilient plant, but let me know down below. Let's get into the time lapse. Ow! Got some bindies in my hands from that one. Should have wore gloves. There you go. Wear gloves when you're pulling out plants like that. But next job I'm going to do really quickly is harvest some seeds from the cabbage plants. I let 2 or 3 of them go to seed. As you know, I like to grow a couple of my own stock seeds to be a bit more self-sufficient. So there, the cabbage seeds done and dusted. They're starting to dry out. So I'm going to cut them off, leave them on a tray somewhere in the shed and let them dry out completely before I take them out of their pod and store them for next year. Beautiful seeds. Now I've noticed over the couple times I've done it, you do not need to let more than 1 plant go to seed, for most plants at least, because there are so many seeds that come out of 1 plant that it'll last you years, unless you're growing like a massive garden. But you're not. Oh, I'm not. I'm only growing 4 or 5 plants a year. So anyway, I had 3 plants growing in there to seed. That's heaps. But you can already hear them coming out of their pods, so a lot of them are already dry enough to go in the box, go in bags. That is far more than I will ever need, but I'll give them to friends and family, put them in little bags, and people can plant Bola's backyard in their own backyard. This is not quite dry enough, but you get the picture. Those little seeds pop out. So when they're really dry, they just fall out, pop out and fall out. Beautiful. Now the last step of the potato harvest is to dry them out. They've been sitting out in the sun for about 45 minutes, an hour, and it just sort of like cures the skin and hardens the skin, so they preserve for a lot longer, a lot better. So I've pulled out the ones that I've spiked, and we're going to cook them. The rest have had their skin dry out a little bit. I'm going to store them here for another couple hours, hour, just to harden our skin a little bit more, and then chuck them in little boxes or trays like the one they're in right now, cover them up, put them somewhere nice and cool and dark, and they should stay good for ages. Now, as I said at the start, I planted these potatoes that were the small runts of last year's harvest, and that was what I grew these ones out of. So I didn't have really high hopes, to be honest. It was a bit of an experiment to see how big they would get. I've had a bit of a mixed bag, so some of them are huge and really, really nice, and others are kind of small. So I'll eat them. They're just the same anyway, but I just wonder that if I had have started with a seed potato that was nice and moderately sized, which I might do the next time I plant them, we'll see if we get as many small ones or if they're all large. But it looks like you're going to have to come back next season and watch me grow another round of potatoes to find out. Oh, and I forgot to say, I reckon there was probably about 10 kilos, just shy of 10 kilos of potatoes. And that's what, 2.4 by 2.4 meters garden bed. And I planted only the little runts in there. There was probably, I don't know, 20 potatoes that I put in there. And I got 10 kilos of potatoes out of it. So I'm very happy with that. So there you go. I'm just going to leave them like this for a bit. While you're drying them out like this, I'm only going to do this for a couple of hours just to harden the skin and get them ready to store in the long term. But while they're like this, it's not too important that they're touching. You can have them touching. They don't have to be too spacious. But when you are storing them long term, you don't want them touching too much. Where they touch, it's more likely to get mold and rotten. We'll probably get through this in 6 months. So anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for coming along on another day in Bowler's backyard. It is Christmas Day. I think I've earned my Christmas lunchtime beers now. So I'm going to go inside, have some nice lunch with the family, and then tomorrow join the rest of the family. So Merry Christmas to everyone. Oh, also, I do want to ask the question. So the last couple of videos, I haven't been putting any music, any background music or anything like that. It's just been kind of natural. What do you think? Do you hate it? Do you like it? Do you love it? Do you want me to keep doing it the same way, or does it annoy you that there's no music? If it does annoy you and you want me to put more effort in, I'll put more music in. So let me know how it goes. Merry Christmas, and I'll see you on the next day in Bowler's backyard. What the helly? What the helly?